Bucks, this is Miss Hooker, and it's time for our Bucks book talk. I hope y'all have had a great week. Hope you had a great 3-day, or no, y'all had a 4-day weekend. So I hope you enjoyed yourself and are reading something good. I'm going to share with you a couple of books that I read this past week and give you some more ideas of what you might read next. So the first book that I read was Silverfin. Silverfin is what's called a young James Bond adventure. So you may or may not have heard of James Bond before. James Bond is actually a character from a book by Ian Fleming, written a long time ago. And it was turned into a series of very popular movies, and they're still making them, about James Bond, who is a British spy, and his code name is 007, which stands for License to Kill. So they're really great. They may be a little mature for middle school, but ask your parents who James Bond is, and they will definitely know. So Silverfin is about James Bond before he becomes a spy. So he's in the equivalent of middle school. It is set in England and Scotland. So some of the language is maybe a little unfamiliar. The author is English as well. And so you do have to kind of get over the difference of some of the vocabulary is a little off, but it kind of gets you into the spirit. You definitely feel like you are in this very cold, drafty English boarding school with young James Bond. And it's his first adventure. It kind of gives you all the background leading up to, what made him become the spy that he became in the movies and in the book by Ian Fleming. So I thought it was a really great adventure. I loved it. There's 4 books in this young James Bond adventure series. So this was the first one. So that was really great. But it got me thinking, what other books do I have that are about people or other characters, but when they were young? So we've got a young Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini was a very famous magician. And so we have a whole series of books about Harry Houdini when he was young. We've got 3 different series about a young Sherlock Holmes. This one here, Death Cloud, this was actually written in with the approval of the estate of Arthur Conan Doyle. Young Spider-Man you might have seen before, and this one is a fairly recent one we've gotten, is about a young Wonder Woman. So the character of Wonder Woman when she was in middle school or younger. So these are really fun to read, and but I do recommend Silverfin if you like a good adventure, if you can get past that cultural language difference. The other book that I read was a graphic novel called Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables, the book, was probably my favorite book when I was in middle school. I loved it, and I read it multiple times, but I haven't read it since then, so it's been more years than I'm going to tell you. So I thought, well, rather than rereading the book, because I didn't want my memories of the book to be ruined, because I loved it so much, I thought I'm going to read the graphic novel. And it captured the character of Anne perfectly. She's an orphan who's been adopted by a brother and sister to come help them out on their farm. And this graphic novel captures her personality. She is super hyper, always getting in trouble, but her heart is always in the right place. And I absolutely loved it. And making graphic novels or turning novels into graphic novels or chapter books into graphic novels is very popular right now. So you can see by this slide, we have quite a few books that you probably have heard of that are in graphic novel format, and I have even more than this. So if you've always wanted to read A Wrinkle in Time, but maybe you don't have the time to read the whole book, or it's just a little too much for you, then try out the graphic novel versions of these books, because you get the story without all the extra words and the reading. And so they're great when you're short on time, but you really want to know what that book was about. So those are some great books to try out. The next thing I want to remind you about is our book fair. So the book fair is coming up in just 3 weeks now, February 15th to the 28th. So it is a 2-week book fair this year, so that's something new. It's also totally online. So the kids that are, if you're at home, you're getting the exact same book fair experience as the kids here at school. So you're going to be given a website that you're going to get to go to, and it's going to be like going to a bookstore website. You're going to have the pictures, the pictures of the covers. You're going to get descriptions. You're going to be able to know what genre it is. You're going to be able to sort by genres and do searches. Teachers are going to be able to make wish lists if you'd like to buy your teacher a present. Um, all the books are going to be sent directly to your house. So whether you're remote or online or remote or in person, you're going to have your books sent to your house. So you'll just pay with either a credit card or a debit card. If you buy more than $30 worth, it's free shipping. The great thing about an online fair is that you can share your website or the link for the website with your grandparents, with your aunt, with your uncle, with other people that also would like to buy books. So you can send it to your cousin who doesn't even go to our school, and they can buy books from our book fair. And they just put in your address and they'll come to you. So it's a great way to kind of spread the joy, have your grandparents buy you a book, have your parents, maybe you've saved up some money to buy yourself a book. So I hope you guys are getting excited about that. I am super excited about what it's all going to be like. And it's going to be a fun time, all safe and virtual though. And before we go, I do want to just make sure that you have seen that in Destiny Discover, we do have a new collection called New January Books. These are books that have just recently come in, and you can just click on that and see all of the new books that I have just added in the past week to the library. And by the time you see this video on Friday, there will be actually even a few more because I have a box sitting out in the library right now that needs to be put in. So that's always like Christmas, getting the box of books. So you can see we've got quite a few new ones. I bought all new Harry Potter books because our books were absolutely falling apart. But there's a lot of really great ones in here for you to check out. So don't forget to come in and look in Destiny Discover each month to see the new books that we've had added to our collection. All right, guys. So I hope that you have something great to read. Find something either on my slides or in one of the collections, and I will see you next week. Bye.